You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Vampire Diaries After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Vampire Diaries After Show.
One more time. Hey. I get so lost sometimes. Getting our 80s moment on right now. I wish we had a boombox.
Oh,
Martin,
yeah.
where's our boombox, Martin?
Phil's coming, he's bringing it.
All right. Here we go. Ooh, that's smooth jazz. I feel like I'm at the doctor's office.
So relaxing. Love the 80s.
Yo, what up, AfterBuzzers? Bing is for doing, and we are here doing another Vampire Diaries After Show, Season 4, Episode 12.
Was this a finale?
I mean, it might as well. A View to Kill. And it sure damn killed me while I was in my seat, jumping up. And it's been a minute
I was
since...
screaming.
Yeah, it's been a minute since... Actually, maybe it might have even been last season was the last time I was actually like at the edge of my seat, like, oh my God.
This was incredible. Just incredible. It was all over the place. So much action, so much fun, amazing writing, great lines. It's just like, wow.
We had to like take a second to breathe.
And I also felt like, I mean, clearly this was an 80s episode, which I love the 80s. Who doesn't? But also there were lots of assessments made about like pop culture.
Yeah,
and like these days, by Cole was majority.
Cole, Stefan. We're gonna get into it because there were a few things that I was like, the world is like that right now. Interesting. Illuminati. I'm just kidding. It's your boy DJ Jesse. I am joined in studio by Kristen Snyder.
What up?
Shout out to Brittany Broward, David Skiffaliti. Unfortunately, I know you guys are probably like, what the hell? They are coming back, I promise. Everyone just give a claps for Brittany. She's walking in Fashion Week. She's busy. She's a model, guys, all right?
Sexy.
She's sexy and she knows it. So, okay. You know, I'm going to start this off actually with something that a fan sent to us. And we want you guys to be a part of the conversation, so make sure you call us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. Make sure you guys call in. Let's talk about the episode, because there's so much to talk about. And there's two of us here, so it gives you guys time to, you know, voice your opinions as well.
Help us out.
So Jillian Swan, you know, one of our fans.
One of our favorites.
She was saying... Am I a Stelena fan or am I a Stefan and whoever fan?
Oh.
Now, I did not say that I like Stefan. I mean, I like Stefan and Elena. I do like Stefan, but here's the thing. Like, this episode with the whole, like, Rebekah and Stefan, it's cute in the moment, but it just, I don't want it. I don't want it to happen. Like, it can happen now, because I like that it did make Elena a little jealous at the end.
Oh, yeah.
But it's something that I don't want to continue to the future. I want Stefan and Elena to end up with each other. I am a Stelena fan, so there to give you that.
But so much has happened. Like, it can never be the same.
Well, you know what, though? At the same time, sometimes in relationships, big things have to happen in order to see if you really are supposed to be with that person.
But why do we want that? Why do we never want to move on from that first love? Like, not only do we do that in our lives, but we're doing it in a show. Why do we do that?
Right.
Why do we do that?
You know, no, you know what? I do not want my first love at all. I really did not. That was, swoop, bye.
But I mean, like, person you really, truly loved, the first person you thought you were going to spend your future with.
Because it was your first. It was something that...
So can we really not get over that?
But can we? But at the same time, Matt and Elena at one time thought that was going to be...
But we didn't see that part,
That's true.
really.
You know, with Stefan, it's just, I like their personalities together. It is... He protects her. He cares about her. He lives for her. And to me, that's it reminds me of my parents. Like, my dad would do anything for my mom, vice versa.
Aww.
But my dad does way more for my mom than my mom ever does. My mom is Elena, 100%. And I'm glad she doesn't watch the show to know what that reference was. Love you. But, you know, so in this episode, Stefan and Rebecca last week, they were knocking some boots, H-Town down.
Happened.
Stefan woke up, was like, what did I just do? Sneaks out, and, oh, hey, Klaus just walking up into your sister's bedroom.
I mean, was he fleeing from regret, you think? Because I couldn't tell.
I didn't think regret. That's interesting that you said that. I just took it as confusion. I mean, all right, you ever been in a relationship, you break up with the person, you know you need to break up with them, and then, you know, your friends push you to go date.
Yeah.
And then you go on a date, and maybe it's not hooking up to that degree, but maybe you kiss someone, you feel guilty. You just kind of feel like, this isn't right. I think that's what he was going through. I don't think he thought regret, though, because he knows it's moving forward, but, you know, it's still there inside of him to have that feeling like, oh my gosh, like, I'm going to wake up with her right now, like, awkward, like, what do I say? What do we do?
Yeah,
you know?
I get that. And Klaus just happens to be standing there in the
Chilling.
doorway.
And basically he tries to get Rebekah to work with him. Rebekah's like, hell no. And then he tries to convince Stefan, which usually always works. And I don't know why Stefan always falls into this with Klaus.
He always does. He never stands up for himself. That's why I love Damon. I love Damon.
So basically he says, I want you to stake Cole. Well, which... You want him to stake Cole, but then at the end of the episode, you get mad that Cole was staked.
Because he wanted to do it in his own way. And I don't think that he was necessarily going to kill him. Maybe he was just going to stake him. So he'd be out of the picture, but not necessarily dead. Now he's dead.
Right, he wanted the stake that, what's your name had?
The White Oak, where we just put him down, I think.
Yep.
I don't think to kill him. But that happened.
Interesting. Sorry.
Oops. Bye, Cole.
All right, so throughout the episode, Stefan and Rebekah have this weird on and off chemistry.
Yeah, because sometimes I feel like he's really into it, and then sometimes he's all like, no, but maybe it was just that he was in love with the 80s, because, I mean, who isn't?
There you go.
Like, I could fall in love to 80s music any day of the week.
Right, so they're working on this plan where he has to get Rebekah out of the house. So what better way? Because apparently, again, there was another dance this week.
Canceled, though.
Which Caroline is where? Like, what's up with the contracts for Vampire Diaries? Like, why is Caroline and Tyler... And then they're going to just throw them in our face, and they're going to have some big drama, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
So,
there is so much going on, though, right now that I don't think we need them. It would have been really confusing, but maybe just, like, tell us where they are.
Yeah, I would have felt much more comfortable with that. So Stefan gets Rebekah to go to the high school.
The canceled dance.
Because
when does she ever follow the rules? Is what he says.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so charming.
And with 89 red balloons.
Caroline would have been so pissed.
She would have been very upset. But she's not in there, and so whatever. And they're kind of doing this little dance thing, and...
Like, was it supposed to be an 80s dance before this?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, the theme was 80s, I believe, because they had the boombox there.
Right.
You know, a couple things that Stefan said to Rebekah. He kind of described the 80s and what the movies represented, and, you know.
It was like a decade of love and friendship, and anything is possible in the 80s. And it's the decade we all hate to admit that we love.
I want to see if a caller loves it as well. Let's take a caller. Martin. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where are you from?
Hi, my name is Courtney. I'm from D.C.
What up, Courtney?
Courtney.
Just let me tell you, I love y'all.
Oh, I mean, thank you very much. We appreciate you watching us. All right, drop some tea. What you think of the episode?
Oh, man. I'm so mad right now.
Why are you
the
mad?
Whole episode.
What? At the whole episode?
First of all, I like Rebecca and Stefan. I love them together. Screw Elena. Like,
Yeah.
Wait, so you're a Stelena fan?
No, I'm not Elena at all.
Ooh,
I just
ooh.
want her to die. I just want her to die.
All right.
Really. But so I'm a real big fan of Stefan and Rebecca. I'm Team Original. I have to give it up to Team Original, so I was very upset tonight.
What? You was mad that Cole got stabbed?
Yes.
Girl,
I was
bye.
literally- a little tear came down my eyes. I was upset.
Girl, bye. He is not even a main character. Why?
No,
Why?
because I wanted him in the spinoff.
What? Okay, well, I'm glad. Actually, no, I'm glad to hear that one fan is excited for a spinoff because from what I've seen, most fans are not excited about the spinoff.
But I was really feeling sad for Klaus. Like, I'm a big Klaus fan.
All right. I mean,
He was
I can't.
crying.
Whatever you say about him, he might be dangerous, he might be out of his mind crazy, but he still want to be a family unit. He might treat him messed up.
All right.
But he still want to be a family unit.
Okay, he wants to be a family unit, but why does he keep messing up? When they give him chance after chance after chance, why does he keep messing up?
He just doesn't know when to quit. Remember, he's not really a real Michelson.
True.
So he always has to prove himself. That's why he always looking for family, because he doesn't really feel accepted of his own. He's not really blood related.
Oh, yeah,
That's true.
That
Good
is,
point.
I'll give you that one.
I mean, I love Klaus too, but I just felt like in this episode, Cole wasn't giving them another option. Although I am really worried that Silas is going to be the wrong decision. I mean, because
I'm not. I'm worried in the TV land part of it, but I can't wait for Silas to come up.
They're like playing with the devil.
Say something about Bonnie real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Bonnie just irks my nerves right now. I used to be a huge fan.
Girl, you really not want me to keep you on this line right now. You were just hating on everybody except Elena. I'm with you on Elena, but go ahead. What you want to say about Bonnie?
No, I like Bonnie, but I just don't like how they take her this character.
As far as what?
I want her more in this show, but I don't want her to turn into a Willow, a Buffy.
Oh,
Right.
Are you a Buffy fan?
Yeah.
All right, well, you gain more your points
back. That's what Julie Platt said she was going to do. She was like, I might turn her into another Willow.
Well, you know what? Here's why I can say I would kind of want that. You know, for Bonnie, they've always kept her as that D player in the episodes. She's never really... She's big to us, but they don't really use her a lot. So I think this is a chance to kind of throw her off the deep end and kind of test her and kind of... Obviously, she's going to overcome it. They're not. I pray that they would not kill her character off. I would assume she.
No, I don't want that either. But just like I see her going to Jeremy more, like she's starting to get back with Jeremy, and I'm just like, please, he left you for a ghost.
Ooh. Ooh,
He left you for a ghost.
That's very true. That is very true.
That's amazing.
Because let me tell you, if someone left me for someone, you want some air? Bye.
There is that movie.
Yeah, that's what me and my mother fight about. We always at the TV saying, if you go back with him, you are so dumb, Bonnie.
Well, no, I like her and Jeremy. Look, Jeremy is, as just like you're saying, Klaus is messed up, Jeremy is messed up. And so you kind of got to, and that was Jeremy's first love. Oh my God, everyone's going to kill me. I can't remember her name.
Elena?
Yes, that was his first love. So it was like, he's confused, he's going through it. And then as we saw tonight when he was about to kill Bonnie's mom, him look at Bonnie, and it's hard to calm Jeremy down. And he just looked at her one time and took a breath.
Maybe he'll be able to do that for her whenever she gets all crazy.
That could be
Maybe
true.
they'll be each other's safety.
Yes.
Safely.
All right, give us one last comment about the episode, Courtney. What else you want to talk about?
I just want more Stefan and Rebecca, and I want them to kill Shane. Like, he's so irrelevant.
Hey, ooh, you said it, not me. All right, Courtney, where can we find you on Twitter?
Don't have it. I'm just a faithful caller on iTunes.
And we love you for that. Make sure you leave us a comment so we can give you another shout out next week.
Okay, bye.
All right, thanks, Whitney.
Thanks for calling.
Make sure you guys call in, too. It's 424-256-1729 and chat with us about tonight's episode. All right, so, again, I feel what she's saying with the whole, like, Stefan and Rebecca, I think, are going to grow a big fan base.
Yeah, I think so, too, especially after tonight. But, I mean, there was that moment where Matt overheard her, you know, and I was like...
I wrote that down specifically to ask you. When he was looking for the dagger and he overheard... Well, so he sees she has the steak and he's doing the, what's it called? Breakfast Club slide.
Breakfast Club slide.
And Rebecca kind of figures out, okay, you want me to take my shoes off because you want this. And she says, you know what? Whatever. I want the cure too. She became very vulnerable. And you see her and she said, I love this moment.
Amazing.
I want to be human. I want someone standing outside my window holding a player. I want to fall in love. I want kids. I want to grow old.
I want that too.
I was like, oh. Okay, yeah. Let's get rid of her. Let's get rid of Elena and let's just make the show about Rebecca.
I loved that moment though when she let her guard down, and I've never been like a huge Rebecca fan because I hated that she like kept this just front up all the time and just came off as a bitch. Like everyone.
Literally everyone stabbed her in the back.
I agree.
Literally.
I know, but it's nice to when you see this side of someone, it makes you love them.
And it's more to me. Courtney's gonna get mad at this, but to me, it was more genuine seeing her say it than Klaus.
Absolutely.
Because with Rebecca, she's not doing malicious things. She does it because she's just doesn't know any better, and she's just been hurt. So it was nice to see her in that place. Now, where were you when you saw Matt's reaction? What was going on in your head? Like, oh, I feel bad. We can't do this to her, or wow, this girl is really. I treated her bad and I shouldn't have.
That's what I was
That's what
feeling.
You're going through?
Because he just like in an 80s movie, he put his head up against the locker and he just sunk down. And I was like, that is exactly what happens in an 80s awesomeness movie whenever the character like does something wrong, they feel bad and they've hurt someone. So I think he was feeling a little bit of regret there, and seeing that side of her I think was very attractive to him.
Do you honestly see them doing anything in this show?
I do.
Really?
I do see. I feel like because she's wanted him for so long, that was kind of the person she's always wanted, and he's always rejected her. So at some point, now that he's seen this other side of her, I feel like that's a big turning point in their relationship.
I will give you that. While they were there, Stefan basically put Klaus in charge of Damon. Babysitting.
I didn't mind.
And he's been draining Damon so he can't gain his strength back, giving him vials of blood.
Every couple of hours.
But.
Like a shot.
But it aggravated me at the end of the episode when Damon was kind of nitpicking at his brother and kind of put his business out there.
I didn't mind.
Here's why I minded. Because during this whole time when Damon's been like, oh, Stefan's treating me so bad, Stefan gave you water with Ravine in it.
But did Stefan know?
Oh.
I don't think so. Because he wanted Klaus there.
Did he know? Because, wait, oh my gosh. Please someone call in and let us know. Because, think about it. Oh, great. Let's take a caller. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name? Where are you from?
Hey guys, it's Jillian.
What up, Jillian? All right, Jillian. Just quiet for a second. I'm going to say something and then please speak on it. Okay. When Stefan gave Damon the water, was that before or after the phone call about the ravine? Go ahead, Jillian. It was.
Oh wow.
I can't remember because I'm trying to think. Yeah. Did he do that on purpose to help him so he can't be compelled?
I'm not sure. And I don't know if we'll ever know.
That Stefan is working with Klaus at the moment. Well, Stefan is kind of going between Klaus and Rebecca.
Yeah, well, because he wanted to get rid of Cole.
Yeah, and I specifically remember that when Stefan gave Damon the bottle, it was clear. the water inside was clear.
Right. But I don't.
And when they
don't think you'd
the
see
shot
it.
over the water bottle later with the vervain in it, it was not clear.
I don't know if I noticed that so much. I think it might have just been the lighting, honestly. But I think there was vervain in it, and I'm not... It was weird, though, because Damon even commented, oh, not exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
And it's like, when would have he wanted... Like, why give him the water?
Right. I would have given him, like, a bottle of Jack. Because that's something Damon would have wanted to drink. Jillian, what did you think about the episode?
I liked it a lot better than last week.
Yep.
It was nice not to not have so much gore.
I mean, I don't mind the gore.
Gore it up.
But it was... I was cheering when Cole died.
You were. Thank you. Courtney's going to get upset with you. But I enjoyed when Cole died as well. What do you think about the whole Stefan and Rebekah situation? With the 80s dance and her kind of being vulnerable. What did you think about their relationship? And then what did you think about Matt's reaction?
Okay, biggest thing about the dance, it bugged me that Caroline wasn't there. This is Caroline. She would not miss a decade dance.
Right, and that's why it was canceled.
I was waiting for her to turn up and just flip out. And I was like, I want it. Where is it? Come on.
No.
But as far as Stefan and Rebecca, oh my God, so cute.
I
am a humongous fan of 80s movies, so I was just dying, and I was waiting for a Ferris Bueller reference.
Yeah, actually, that is kind of interesting. They didn't go to that.
Because they all skip school every day anyway.
Right.
They're never in class.
What did you take from Matt's reaction to Rebecca? Did you take it as like he actually might have feelings for her, or like, oh my gosh, what are we doing to this poor girl?
Matt's reaction I kind of took as almost relief, because he wasn't going to have to try to get the dagger away from Rebecca.
Okay.
And then...
nothing romantic at all?
I don't know. It's just, I feel like Matt's in a very weird place right now. Because it's like he's just kind of working for everybody else. He just goes where he's needed.
Yeah. He's kind of...
So, I don't know. He's a bit of a puppet at the moment. But I love him.
All right, and then before we let you go, what was your favorite part of the episode? Or is there something that you want to complain about with the episode?
My favorite part is when Damon finally called Klaus out for being a dick.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I'm like, I'm glad somebody finally said it.
I really liked that part because I felt like Klaus was asking Damon for relationship advice.
Well, he boldly was.
Boldly was. And it was awesome. And I really liked what Damon said about, I'm the bad guy because I get things done. But otherwise, you're not worth forgiving if you're just being bad for no reason.
Yep, my favorite line, and actually I Instagrammed this today because I heard it on a commercial. They did a Vampire Diaries commercial while I was driving, and I Instagrammed the saying, if you're going to be bad with a purpose. Otherwise, you cannot be forgiven. I like that. That was very cute of Damon to throw that one out there.
Yeah.
But I think we all think that when we're bad, we have a purpose. At the time, you think you have a purpose, right?
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
I don't know Klaus, though.
Like, I felt like,
I guess he does.
I almost felt like Klaus was trying to, like, I'm going to throw a Buffy reference out here. I feel like he was trying to be like Spike in the Yoko Factor. Almost trying to, like, get into Damon's head.
Well, he definitely was, because then he said, how's it trying to live up to Stefan? He said, it's funny, when you're compelled, you can't stop yourself from killing Jeremy, but when I compelled Stefan fought so hard and didn't bite Elena.
Oh, absolutely.
And then that even kind of was an aha moment for me, because, and I'm sure it was an aha moment for Damon, because it was kind of like, well, yeah.
Maybe Damon will actually admit that Stefan loves her more. I don't know.
Or that he was meant to be with, that Elena is meant to be with Stefan because that he has that control. Like,
Impulse
but then
control.
At the same time, it could also be a wake up moment for Damon to say, oh, I got to get my ish together.
Yeah.
I don't know. Jillian, before we let you go, give us your Twitter handle.
I'm at Jillian_Swan.
Excellent. Thank you so much for calling in, Jillian.
You're welcome.
All right, guys, we want to thank you guys for tuning in on YouTube and leaving so many comments. We appreciate you guys every week tuning in. If you guys are leaving us comments on YouTube, please help us out on iTunes as well. We want to get to the top spot on iTunes. It's really easy. Just go to your iTunes store and type in AFTERBUZZ Vampire Diaries. Rate us 5 stars, please.
Yes.
Leave us a comment with your Twitter handle. We'll give you a shout out and download our podcast. You can listen to us while you're driving, whatever the case may be. And I want to give a couple shout outs, let me find, to Jordan Harris, number 2, who had a question for us.
Oh.
Said, so if an original vampire takes the cure, does that mean you think everyone in his bloodline or her bloodline will be cured?
I do.
You do think that. I agree. I kind of do. So there you go, Jordan. Shout out to Eddie McGee. And then shout out to Tay from the MD. Thank you guys so much for leaving us comments. If you guys want to shout out, leave us a comment on iTunes. Rate us 5 stars. We'll love you forever. And make sure you guys give us a call here at 424-256-1729. All right, going back to Damon and Klaus. I like their little
friendship bond?
I don't see it as friendship. Honestly, I kind of get a hint, just a hint, that Klaus is a little jealous of Damon in the sense of like, because he really likes when he connects with Stefan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel him really get that from Damon. With Damon, he's just like, oh, you're a punk. I'm you, basically. I think he puts him and Damon in the same category.
Right.
Whereas with Stefan, it's almost like he's trying to prove to Stefan, like, no, we can be great together. Be with me. Like, let's create these plans. Stefan is always his go-to guy.
Because he has this weird thing over Stefan where Stefan will actually say yes and Damon will never.
But it's interesting that Stefan says yes and Klaus hasn't gotten that. Every time Stefan says yes, he somehow works his way to backfiring on our plan.
It's true.
Or overcoming. I don't know. And maybe that's something that Klaus likes about him, that he does have that ability to do that, kind of to be his own person, whereas Damon doesn't, in that sense. Yes, Damon can say no, but why is Damon saying no? Because he knows that he would end up liking it too much, whereas, because that's what Klaus is trying to get Stefan to do. He's trying to get him to like ripping people's heads off.
I don't know if he wants that or not. I feel like
Klaus?
I feel like he just wants a brother.
You think he's over that?
Yeah, I think he's over that, and I feel like he just wants Stefan isolated and for himself so that he can have someone on his side, and like by Stefan becoming a Ripper, he isolates himself from his real family and friends so that he can be with Klaus.
Okay, I can ride that boat.
Ride it.
So my favorite part of the whole situation was the Elena and Jeremy at the house.
Woo.
It was intense. Basically, they create a plan. Like we said, Matt went to go stab Rebekah. Jeremy went to go get Bonnie, and Elena was going to hold Cole.
That was like the home base of the episode.
Right. Literally. So she brings Cole inside. They're talking, and Elena's just the worst liar. She should not be put in this position. You'll like ask her, so are you trying to plan a trap? She's like, no, have some ice. Like, what is this?
That was amazing.
Because she's just so bad. Why did they put her in charge of that? Why didn't we say, Jeremy, you know what? Jeremy, stay here. Or Matt, stay here. How about Matt talks to Cole?
No, because like
that's like a deer and a wolf.
Yeah. I did okay, so let's talk about like Cole's like little references though. Like he walks up to the door with an iPod and he's like, oh, I love how you can just listen to music now all the time. And then he said that somebody said Xbox Minds. Oh, Damon said I need to like teach everyone with Xbox Minds.
Yeah.
And then the whole reference where Rebekah was like, oh, now you can watch movies all night long. You don't have to go to like black and white film shows anymore. You can just watch them all night on TV.
That one. And then also when they talked about Silas, she said, to break the ice, why are you afraid of Silas? He says, if Silas walks, it's the end of the earth. And I like the I like the earth the way it is now. He said people have lost faith, and in that, now people don't know who to fear. Religious, obviously.
I mean, I agree with that.
Part of it, and I do agree with. I do agree with it with today. I feel like we've, because of music, because of movies, we've gotten so far away from family, religion, and all that stuff that it's almost like, why are they pointing all that out in this episode? And it wasn't like they did it in one scene.
Because, like, the devil is going to rise.
Well, yeah.
Silas.
The Illuminati.
It's all happening.
This is real, people. Martin, we need red alarms just going off in here. So
make it happen.
You know, I did catch all that stuff, and I thought it was very interesting that they wanted to throw it into an 80s reference, and that Silas is, even though we're not calling him the devil, he's the big bad that's going to end the world. But at the same time, it's almost like, well, there is sort of good to it. It's like, even though in their references the music is bad, it's, you know, the movies are bad, and they're pushing us away from feelings and actually, you know, having these things like faith. They're still good to them. We like listening to the music. There's pleasure involved. And even with Silas, even though he's the big bad and we should be scared of him, no, there's good that comes out of it, because if we raise Silas, these people are risen. And people that we missed are coming. And it all sounds like flowers and fairies, and until, bitch, it's the Walking Dead. Like, run for your mofo lives, because... Go ahead.
I was just going to say, at that point, like Elena, whenever she said, no, I'm with you with this, I want the cure, but if it affects everyone the way you say it's going to, I don't want it. Like, in that moment, I was like, now the old Elena would really say that.
Yeah, and okay, and this is why she's, I want to throw this phone, and I'm not going to throw it at you, but this is what pisses me off about it, because it's like, that could have been an honest moment. When he said, you're lying to me. You want the cure more than anyone. Well, if you love Damon, you've said it a couple episodes ago. I like being a vampire. I like feeling this way. I feel free. I feel like I can make my decisions, and I choose to be with Damon. So why didn't you just say that right there? Like, no, honestly, I don't want to be human. That's what Stefan wants from me.
I'm not sure she even wants the cure. She's just doing this all for Jeremy. Because they want to, like, kill him if he doesn't complete his mark, basically.
But Cole doesn't want to.
Yeah, but he's out of the picture now. But I really...
And in the end, Rebekah didn't want to until right now. We find out why. You know, and then it comes to Klaus, which... it doesn't make sense, because he at first wanted it and needed Jeremy to kill all these vampires so his tattoo grows, but then he just wants to destroy it.
He just wants it so he can destroy it, which...
That
why
doesn't
not
make
just
sense
leave
to
it
me.
buried then?
Thank you. Well, maybe he figures Stefan is going to go to all ends to get the cure. But then wouldn't you want Stefan, Damon, Elena, everyone to drink it so you can be the most powerful person?
And we still don't know which vampire turned they're from, which bloodline they're from, really.
Right.
So
It's either Rebekah or Klaus. It could be Elijah. And I think a fan said to us, they believe it's Klaus because we followed the line, but it stopped at Mary...
Yeah.
Mary, I can't remember what her name is. So we still aren't 100% sure.
So if any of them do take it, they might all turn human anyway.
Right.
Which I really hope we get to see that happen. I don't know. I don't know how I feel
It's
about
so
it.
confusing, because with the original spin-off, it's like, well, they really could take us almost anywhere with it. Because is the original spin-off going to be Klaus moving on now, or is it going to be about, you know, the in-between time of where Klaus was? And
I feel like it'll be like a prequel to all of this.
That's what you think it is?
It will at least start there. I think it'll start from when maybe they're young and everything happens, and that's why the way they are.
Now, see, that I could get into that. But then there's only so much they can really do season-wise with that, so...
Until you get to here, and then, yeah.
Well, they just flash
But apparently
forward.
they've been alive for, you know, forever.
Yeah, they were the first. Well, not the first immortals, but the originals, vampires.
So you could really do an entire prequel.
That's true. So Cole comes back. He denies the truth. And then we get into this whole fighting scene, which I'm liking the fighting scenes a lot more in Vampire Diaries. They were kind of the first couple seasons.
Yeah, they've put a lot of work into them.
To me, the first one where I ever really was like, yes, it was when Stefan and Damon really went full force and were fighting each other. I think it might have, I don't know if it was last season or the season before, but they were fighting each other in their house and they were like flying across the room, beating each other up. The fighting has kind of built its way up. So I'm happy with that. I was kind of nervous because I was like, oh my God, they're going to let Cole, like, were they going to kill Elena this episode and then they had to get Silas to raise Elena again?
Ooh,
that would have been really, really interesting.
Would have been.
But, which I would have, I'm sure a lot of the fans would have loved it too if it happened, because just get Elena out of the situation for a little bit. I feel bad because I love Elena, but at the same time, it's like...
You love to hate her.
You grind my gears.
I think we're supposed to feel that way off and on about her. I mean, she's a lead character.
True.
She's got a lot of weight on her back.
So
I was just thinking of, like, when did you fall in love with Vampire Diaries?
Since the first season. Like, it was like the second or third episode.
I remember the point exactly when I fell in love with the show. It was when Damon had brought this girl back to, you know, him and Stefan's, like, mansion, and they were playing Depeche Mode, Enjoy the Silence, and he was just, like, dancing around with her and, like, making love to her, but it was, like, so sexual and so, like, amazing, and the music was bumping, and they were just dancing and sex.
You know what mine was? Mine was when Matt's sister died. I was like, oh, this show's gangster. Y'all just killing people up here. Yes, this is,
yeah,
and just the whole high school thing. It was so much like written like Buffy that it's been, for me, it's been a while since something like that has come out. And this episode actually really reminds me of Buffy, not because of the witch stuff, but because of those little things, you know, talking about faith, religion, and people and relating it to nowadays. Buffy used to do that. Every episode, every demon Buffy faced was a demon that we all face every day in life. There was, you could relate it to somebody. So that's what I see with this.
And in this episode, they had the whole, like, 80s dance. And remember in Buffy, the actual movie, the dance scene. That's what it was reminding me of. Love that movie.
No, Buffy movie and Buffy show, two totally different things.
But it just reminded me of it.
No, I agree. Okay, so Cole's about to chop Jeremy's arm off. And then this was like a magic show here. Elena comes, pulls him off. She's fighting with him. Magically, Jeremy got the stake, sprays him with her vein, and stabs him. It was awesome. I loved it. I was like, wait, is this really happening? This is really happening? Oh my God, this is really happening.
And then he's just on fire and wandering around in, like, slow motion, and they open the door to Klaus.
Oh, crying. And this is what I still don't get. I don't understand. Like, dude, you have mental issues. And I know he knows it. I know everyone knows it. But it's like, you're crying all of a sudden. But if you it would be better for you to have stabbed your brother so you wouldn't have cried.
You know what? I really feel like even murderers, after they kill someone who they thought they wanted dead, I feel like they probably go through this moment of, like, wow, this is real. This is happening.
Like, my brother's really gone forever now.
Exactly.
Not just put to sleep.
I feel like even murderers, like, that, it hits them, that moment where, like, they see the light go out of their victims. You know, I really feel like it definitely triggers something in them that wasn't real before. Before, it was just this fictionalized tale of what was going to happen. But when it's in that moment, it definitely triggers emotion.
Yeah, all right, I'll give
that. But he's not human, so I was very, like, wow. Wowed by those tears.
Maybe it was the talk him and Damon had. Yeah. He's sensitive now.
I love how much he loves Caroline.
Well, and that's going to be an interesting point. Yeah. It's like, you have so much anger towards us now because your brother's dead. Well, Tyler's mom's dead, and you did that.
Yeah.
So you want Caroline to forgive you? That's going to be the key right there. All right, so while this is happening, then we have Bonnie and her situation going on, which, jaw dropper, when we see Bonnie's mom show up. First of all, when we find out that her father is going to turn the town against Bonnie's, all of her friends, putting Ravane in the water, putting, what else did he do? He wanted to cancel the dance, wanted to reinstate the curfew. and then brings her mother into town. Which was
really
interesting. The beginning scene when her mother was still in vampire mode and kind of calmed down. And then for her mom to use magic or her herbs to put her to sleep.
Didn't work.
I understand wanting to help her and save her, but it's like, sit down and talk to your daughter. And, you know, this is something that even in Buffy, I used to say the same thing. It's like, talk, y'all, like the mother would always be okay that her daughter was a slayer. Like, my mother would be like, oh, no, you're not. Like, I'm coming with you.
Yes.
Like, I want to see what this is. Like, sit down and talk to your daughter.
Communication.
You know what her problem is. You know the magic being involved. So now you kind of want to side with Professor Shane all of a sudden?
Yeah,
really
didn't make sense to me. You weren't being a real mom there, but I love Bonnie's line where she's like, I'm not with the spirits anymore.
Yep.
I'm with myself.
And that's where I do see it turning to a Willow thing, because it's very, she's going to get lost in it somehow. Because even when when Cole attacked her at the school, when she did her magic, it just seems her magic is so all over the place. Instead of directed towards somebody, it's like lockers are flying open, and I'm like, first of all, I mean, yes, in high school, I put a lot of stuff in my locker, but those lockers were jam-packed with, like, confetti. It was like, what is this? It's like, what is this stuff? What are you kids doing nowadays? So her power is kind of interesting to me, so I think next week's going to be really, really interesting. So, yeah, she says that. She walks out, and then right as Klaus is about to freak out, she uses her magic was real control right there.
Yeah, it was.
And she created some box to keep him locked up inside the house.
The living room for like 4 days.
That was really cool. So it's interesting to see her magic kind of evolve in that sense of it. Going back, after that happened, we had Rebekah. She started crying over Cole. And it's like, this is what you guys were trying to do the whole episode, and it's like, now it happened. I understand, back to exactly what you just said, you know, the aftermath of it. And then another sentimental moment with Stefan, you know, saying, I want to help you, and you need to take a leap of faith.
Yeah, when he was saying, I want to get this for everyone I care about, I was waiting for her to be like, well, what about me? But then in the end, he did include her and said, but, you know, now I want this cure for you, too.
I love that, and it just, I hope she's happy and excited about it. It's going to be interesting to see her deal with Klaus now, because is she going to side with Stefan, or is she going to let that anger and kind of side with Klaus?
I think she wants to be human more than anything.
Yeah.
And she actually wants her brother to be human, too.
Klaus?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she wants him to feel worthless, like not, and she wants him to, actually, there you go, she just wants him to feel.
Yeah.
There you go. So at first the tattoo wasn't growing. Damon shows up. Then Stefan shows up with Silas's headstone.
Right at the moment where Elena and Dana are all like, oh my God, I'm so glad you're here. Up and walks Stefan.
I guess I didn't miss
Heard
much.
it all.
He goes...
This was probably my favorite part of the episode.
Wait, which part? When
they confront each other.
Well, he says, I didn't stab Rebekah. And Elena's like, well, why? Well, look at what she did. It's like, bitch, you first of all, boo. First of all, your ass stabbed Rebekah. What did Rebekah ever do to you?
Yeah.
Oh, because
she did
afterwards,
feel bad about that, though.
No, she didn't feel real bad about this time. Mm-hmm. I was very upset with that. Like, Elena, go sit somewhere, please. Like, go kiss Damon or something like that. Whatever.
Just don't talk.
Damon flat out tells that Stefan and Rebekah slept together.
Did you pledge your alliance to her while you were in the same bed? Mm-hmm. Oh, I was like dying. And then he's all like, you left me to bleed out, or you left me without blood.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. It's like, well, did he? And that's still a question we don't know. Did Stefan really do it, or did he help him out with the water part of it?
And Stefan's all like, I bet you couldn't wait to get that out.
Yeah.
I'm just staring at Elena, and it's almost like she's just accepting it.
Yeah, but where did it come from? Because at the same time, you hid that from your brother. Damon hid that from Stefan. You know what I'm talking about?
What part?
That he slept with Elena. So why are you getting upset? Why are you screaming out, oh, he slept with Rebekah? Because what Klaus said to you and that got under his skin, and so you want to just keep proving Stefan isn't the man you think. Stefan isn't the man you think. And, you know, Elena kind of thought about it, but I guarantee you in Elena's mind, she sat and said to herself, because she kind of like pulled it together, and she was like, well, you know what? I screwed Damon. So what am I going to do?
Eye for an eye, yo.
Yeah. Or, yeah, I mean, never mind. This is, we don't have a PG-13 rating on this show. So all of a sudden, Jeremy starts screaming, rips his shirt off. Twitter went crazy when this happened.
I didn't mind.
It was
fine.
Very entertaining. Ripped his shirt off, the tattoo grows, and I loved how the episode ended. Damon just says, here we go. And I get, this is going to be, honestly, every episode is going to be a crazy ride from now. Until Silas wakes up, it's going to be nonstop. And what were we going to say?
Just like next week looks like Indiana Jones.
Oh, I was going to say something else.
Adventure treasure hunt.
It reminds me
of
Lost.
Damn. That too.
Because I don't know what the hell is coming out that forest. That is some magic that I would not want to be around. On that note, let us head into predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So basically, they travel to Silas's grave, and there's like things coming out of. I had another Buffy reference, but it looked like the first vampire slayer coming out of whatever trees that was.
It's like a magical forest.
Yeah. So what do you predict? Shane's with them, so obviously he's released from jail.
They got him out. I'm just really excited because I love Indiana Jones and treasure and like treasure hunt movies, and this just seems like they are all going on a big hunt together for this cure. And they obviously can't get to it next week. That would be way too soon. Like, we're just gonna have to like go through the forest, like Little Red Riding Hood or like Wizard of Oz style, and there's gonna be like all these hang-ups and obstacles that they have to go through. But I feel like we need at least another episode before we get to the cure.
Yeah. Do you see Klaus and Rebekah going with them?
I didn't see them. Definitely not Klaus, because they want to keep him in that box for 3 to 4 days. So they said, Bonnie said, we have 3 to 4 days to find the cure. We just need Shane. So he's definitely not going. But I did not see Rebekah.
They were
I'm not
very
sure
careful
where she's
about what shots they showed, though.
Good point.
It would be interesting to see Rebekah kind of be in there with Elena and see if they get their comments towards each other. I would enjoy that.
Kind of like the Haley Caroline.
And now,
tension.
I wonder now that the tattoo is finished, if Jeremy still has the same urge. You know, that'll be an interesting one to see. Any last predictions before we head out?
No, I'm just so excited. Congratulations to the writers. The show is just getting amped up every week, and I love it. It's amazing.
Absolutely, and thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you follow us at AfterBuzz TV on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Yes, we're on Instagram. You can follow me at DJ Jesse J on Twitter.
You can bing my blog, Cinematic Escape, or you can also follow me on Twitter at Cinematic Escape.
Yes, and make sure you guys please hit us up on iTunes. Leave us a comment, rate us 5 stars, and we'll give you a shout out next week. Until next week, same time, same place. Peace.
Bye.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.